Today's vlog, a quick warning, it's not even about dance. It's just about what's going on personally. So for all you dads out there, hopefully you guys can help me out. Give me some insights as to how I should process this. So here's the story. This is what happened. One of my sons, I got 3 sons. One of my sons was at a scout camp, Boy Scout camp, over the summer. I remember after he came back, immediately, he told me, he said, "Dad, this kid is out of control. There's a kid. I'm gonna leave all the names out." He said, "This kid's out of control." I said, "What happened?" Now, he says during the day, they're by the water. I don't know if it's a lake or a beach or something like that. So one of the kid, I guess, he was a new kid, so he felt comfortable enough to play around, horse around with my son and the friends. So he started pushing, try to get your friends wet. Not too bad. But the kids didn't like it. The kids like, "Hey, stop doing that, man. That's not cool." So he pushed one kid, he tried to push another kid, and then he tried to push my son. So my son, as he was falling, he grabbed the other kid too, also pulled him down. Anyways, I didn't think that was a big deal. That's just kids messing around. Now, the kid and my son, they room in the same tent. So this is according to my son. They went to the tent. My son proceeded, I guess, to go to sleep. He closed his eyes. He says not long after that, he felt the other kid on top of him humping my son. So I figured this is probably, horseplay, messing around. So according to my son, he said, "Stop." He's trying to go to sleep. He said, "Stop, get off of me, get off of me." And according to my son, this kid did not. He continued forward. So at that point, my son said he had enough. So he had to get the kid off. He grabbed the kid's hair. Now, I had taught my son to protect himself. If anybody try to physically assault you, you have the right to protect yourself. Wouldn't anybody agree? This is common sense. So my son did that, and my son also grabbed his head and pushed him out. Because when you're inside the tent, nobody can see this. So he wanted to be known. So he grabbed his head, get him out. Okay? Hopefully other kids or other people will see it. Nobody stepped forward. Anyways, so I guess he stopped. And I said, "Hey, did you report this? Did you tell any of your leaders?" He says, "Yes." So I said, "Okay, let's let them handle it." So you would think that was it. You also think that maybe the kid would apologize or something like that. Now again, this is over the summer. It's September now. And then I got word that the kid's father is angry. The kid's father's angry at the scout masters, the scout leaders, and of course the kid's angry with the kid's father. The kid's father's angry at my son and my family. I couldn't understand it. So what was told, I was like, why? What? How can he be angry at that? Who's the victim here, right? So apparently the story got flipped. The kid is claiming the opposite, which means the kid is claiming that my son assaulted him, which he did because of self-defense, right? So the kids claim that my son was the one that humped him, and my son was the one that also beat him up. And I didn't know this until a few days later. I got a letter, and the letter, the father, after a meeting, the father shoved the letter to my wife saying, "This is my boy, this is my baby. Your son did this to my baby." My wife didn't bother to read it. She grabbed it. She took the letter. I read it later. There were a lot of actions. Now here's the letter. I can't tell you exactly what the letter says, but here, basically, the letter has so many accusations and lies about my son. We can easily prove that this is a falsified letter, falsified accusation. In the letter, the kid had mentioned other kids. So it would be really easy for us to bring in the other kids and says, hey, is this true? And we had already done that. I had instructed my son. I say, look, call up these kids that was mentioned in the letter and say, did you guys hear what? So in the letter, sorry, I'm getting a little bit pissed off right now. In the letter, the kid who assaulted my son, claimed that my son said certain things to his friends. And we verified with the friends. Did my son say this? Both of them says, no, that did not happen. So in the accusation letter, this kid mentioned several things, many things. And at least 2 or 3 of them mentioned other guys. So we can easily prove that those are false. Now the other ones we can't prove false because those were intimate moments where there's no other witnesses. And my son emphatically denied all of those. The reason I'm bringing this up because the father wanted a meeting, and I said yes, of course, we got to have a meeting, and I got to assume that the father got to be a honorable person. I have to assume that because, of course, I would be pissed if my son was assaulted by another Boy Scout. And if all the things that his son claimed was true, I would be very mad, of course. I would be. But I would also make sure that my son was not lying about any one of these accusations. I would verify that first before I get angry at other people. All kids lie to their parents. All kids lie. But when a kid says something, you gotta verify. You gotta check it. You gotta check it. So anyways, I'm supposed to have a meeting with the father. Another background thing is this family, I'm assuming what other people tell me is true, is that their English is not very good. So I feel like there's some miscommunication going on, but clearly it was written and the kid said that he wrote it. The kid wrote this letter with a list of accusations. And I gotta assume that the father read the damn thing. And if I was a father, I would be very sure that all of these accusations gotta be true before I send that out. So anyways, guys, this is my rant. Asking you guys what advice you have, because I'm supposed to meet with this guy tomorrow. And what's funny is he wanted to have a meeting, just me and him. He says only us. I really don't have a problem with that, but the scout protocol, the scout masters want to be there. They want to be there to hear what's going on, because they had issue with this guy, that this guy had an anger problem. Everybody says this guy has an anger problem. They warned me, hey, watch out for this anger problem. I was like, you know what? I would be angry too if I really believe my son has all this stuff. But one thing I wouldn't be is assume that everything my son said was absolutely true without verifying it. And that's the fault of this guy. That's what I believe. Anyways, man, I'm done ranting. I gotta get to my hiking class. This is Saturday morning. This should be a joyous time for me, because I love getting together with my people, exercising, dancing, of course, but today's about hiking. So I'm gonna drop all that behind. I'm gonna post this up. Whoever sees this, if you guys got some tips, goodie stuff for me, let me know in the comment below, or just hit me up. If you know me personally, Call me up. Let me know what's up. Hopefully this all thing will be squashed by the time you call. Who knows? I'm out.